Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Pisces. Reading is going to be about our taken Pisces. So if you're in a relationship, situationship, married, whatever the case may be, if you're locked in with somebody, we're going to take a look at the overall energy here, what may be going on. And I do want to say, if you want a more tailored reading to your situation, please send me an email. My link to my email is in my bio, and that way, because this may not resonate with everyone, so take what does and leave what doesn't. All right, I don't like all that extra talking in the beginning. Just get to the point. Holy Spirit, what is the overall energy for our taken Pisces? What's going on in love for our taken Pisces? Holy Spirit, what's going on in love? Chariot, the Nine of Cups. Sorry, you can't see that. Then we have the Three of Wands and the Queen of Swords. All right, let's take a look. I apologize. I had a phone call, so everything looks different. But anyways, all right, so Pisces. Let's see. I feel like this is a solid relationship. And I'm almost getting like this may be your energy. Like you're wanting to move things forward. This could be vice versa. So I could say it's your energy, but it could be the energy of your person. But I feel like you're wanting to move things forward. Or you're trying to see, like, if this is like you're in a marriage, you could just be wanting something more, wanting to grow, wanting to do new things, try new things, wanting to feel closer to your person. You know, if this is just where you're in a relationship, you could just be wanting to take things to the next level, wanting expansion, wanting to move in, partnership with something, however it fits. There's just one person who's really like eager and ready to go, motivated. I do sense that there's some reluctancy towards the other person, or maybe someone is reluctant to bring it up to the other person in fear that of how they may take it. I also feel like there may be something here. There's like a block here. There's some type of blockage to where the communication kind of stops. And what I mean by that is, it's like you and this person could talk about everything, but you can't talk about this. And it's not something that's known or said, hey, we're not going to talk about this. It's just something that they know, or you know. It's like the elephant in the room. Or it could just be something that's hidden. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't understand them, or they don't understand you, or they're not clear about how you feel about something. This could even be in regards to having kids. Maybe you guys have toyed with it before, but someone's kind of put like the boundaries, like, no, I don't want kids. But maybe, you know, as time is going on, kids is something that you're wanting now, or something that they're wanting, and they want to bring it up to you, but they're a little bit scared. They're a little scared to bring it up, or they feel like, you know, this relationship could be complete if we did this. And I'm just gonna keep with the narrative of a child. So, you know, that might not fit your picture, but I'm just gonna use that narrative. They feel like life would be complete with a child. They feel like they have everything they want with you, you know, great career, house. You guys are solid, but now they want kids. But they're like, my partner doesn't want kids. I don't want to bring this conversation up again. There is something to where expansion is wanted, expansion is desired in this relationship, but someone might be closed off to the idea of what is being presented. There could also be like some secrecy going on. Some secrecy going on. Someone could feel like, let's say you're with your partner and now things are starting to change. Their morning routine, maybe they're not getting up as fast or rushing or, being at that 5 o'clock job anymore. It's like now they're like lingering. Now it's 6, 7 o'clock, and you're like, they're starting to do this. Or maybe they come home early, or you ask them how work is, and they're like, oh, it's fine, when you used to have an elaborate conversation. And so now you're suspecting, are they really working? Did they lose their job? Did they get fired? Like, what's going on? And maybe you're needing clarity on this situation because you feel like there's something that's not clear. There's something going on, but your partner is not telling you what's going on. And you're needing that clarity from them. And it's not for you to judge, but for you to help them figure out, because it affects both of you guys, not just them. What is... Okay. What is... I'm trying to figure out how to ask this. And the person that Pisces is dealing with, their partner, how would they feel? How do they feel about this expansion? If Pisces was to bring it up to them, how would they feel about it? What would be the response? Let's just say that. I don't know, Spirit. Y'all know what I'm trying to ask. What would be their response? What would be their response? Or the outcome? What would be their response to Pisces bringing this up? All right. We have the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands. I'll get one more card. How would Pisces person react? I think that they'd be more open to it than you think. They'd be open to... I think that this person has a lot of fears surrounding whatever this expansion is. It could be moving in together. Maybe they're just scared because of XYZ. I feel like they're open to a conversation about it more than you realize. This could be a time where they relieve their fears surrounding this. There could be some misunderstanding that you guys realize. Maybe they say, oh, I just thought that you didn't want to move in with me, or they could say, I've seen my mom and dad move in, live together, and it really hurt me because when they broke up, blah, blah, blah. But I see like they're willing to talk about this. They're willing to see, they're willing to hear your ideas, see the possibilities, also discuss, their fears and perhaps what the negative outcomes could be, the things that are triggering them negatively about this situation. But I do see that they're open. And I feel like if the discussion goes well, if you can convince them or they convince you, however this fits, I do feel like they'd be more than open to this. I honestly feel like they secretly want this. It's just they almost want somebody to help relieve their fears surrounding it. And I feel like if you're compassionate with them, nurturing and understanding, I do think that you guys could could move forward with this. I do think that this could be a step-by-step process. You know, of course, not tomorrow it's going to happen, but I think that little by little you can kind of reassure them. Like, it's like, you know, having a little kid and holding their hand and walking them through something. And secretly, I feel like that's what they want. They want that reassurance. They want that reassurance. Because yeah, I feel like they secretly want this. I feel like, honestly, a conversation just needs to be had. You guys can open up about, you know, the pros and cons of this, what it means to you, what it means to them. You know, how you truly feel like you want things to go in this direction because, like, always give a because, you know, have a heart-to-heart conversation. I really, really think that this could be a positive outcome. This really could be a positive outcome. There's like some soul searching that needs to be done. You know, definitely soul searching that needs to be done. But ultimately, after you guys have this conversation, they may go into the hermit mode. They may think about this. They may talk about it with friends, family, talk about it with God, themselves. You know, they're trying to get over this Five of Swords. They're trying to get over this fear so that they can have the King of Coins. This can be a success. They have to get over their fears, though. And you will need to be patient with them. Because you're gung-ho about kids or you're gung-ho about moving in, but for them, it's a real fear. It's like someone saying, okay, let this big tarantula sit on your face. I know that's weird, but it's a real fear for you. Like, this is not something to play with. It's not like you're going to say, okay, I'll do it. I trust you. Like, no, it's a real fear of theirs. You know, it's something that they went through in the past that has them feeling like this Five of Swords. But I feel like you guys can work together to get to the success. All right. Love you guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.